It's crazy, huh?
It's trifling. I would call it trifling, man. That was trifling. What is up, everybody? Welcome to the pregame show. Let's go. Presented by Bet365. Never ordinary. Not tonight, where the Nuggets are in Austin to take on the Toros.
Hold on, where?
They're in Austin, Texas. Also presented by Miller Lite. It's Miller time, guys.
Yeah, dude, it's supremely Miller time.
Oh, it's Miller time. I'm going to get a bucket. Do we have Miller Lite buckets?
We do.
There's one
right in front of you.
I'm going to get a bucket.
He's never looked at the set.
I thought that was just a decoration, man.
Dev, this is called the DNVR Nuggets show.
That's right, yeah.
Just slow your Miller roll just a little bit.
It's also, believe it or not, Dev, tonight, a Miller Lite watch party here at the DNVR bar. Friday night at the DNVR bar.
I seen them giving away stuff at the front door.
They're
got
giving
some
them
cool.
Yeah.
Dude, they're giving away.
nicely.
away.
I can see.
They're giving away tickets tonight. They're giving away all kind of stuff.
Friday
yeah.
vibes, man. We'll see if the Nuggets can give us some Friday night vibes. We're going to preview the game. We're also going to talk about Victor Wembanyama. It is clear that he is going to arrive. The question is when. Are the Spurs going to be a foe of the Nuggets in the Jokic era? Are they going to be it next year? We'll debate that. We're also going to talk about playing in Austin. Is there anywhere you would lend your beloved Nuggets for one night? Just for one night, would you ever lend them to anyone else?
This is like a very soccer concept.
It's very, very soccer.
Does it have to be in Colorado?
No?
Okay.
And dude,
Are you going to Belgrade? I already know where you're going.
No, but
we're going to do a betting segment. We'll hear what you have to say. First, I'll introduce the panel over here. Harrison Wind.
Fellas, Friday night at the bar, hyped to be here. Can't wait. Can't wait for tonight.
You guys have to read about the finale oop. By the way,
read about it.
I'm telling you, it's getting traction.
I
The
did.
article, I think, has done a lot.
It's
Dude,
picking up.
I seen finale oop across the timeline today. That's pretty cool.
That's how you
People
make
are
a thing
talking about
baby.
People are talking. Streets are talking. Over here, D-Line Co.
That's right, guys. That's called branding. Let's go. We've done it. I can't wait. I don't know what we're going to get tonight. Let's keep the Nuggets weird.
The Austin slogan. Very well done.
Thanks, bro.
And then over there, we got Superstar Dev.
Friday night with the fellas. And it's a watch party. No, not a watch party. It's a party, Miller Lite party. Oh, this is going to be a banger. I'm excited. Let's do it.
I'm excited too, but talking to Wind earlier on, he's nervous. Little trap game? Well, I mean, I'm going back to the conversation we had 3 minutes ago. You guys remember that?
Don't remember that conversation. But,
It was Kale. Kale's nervous.
Oh, was it Kale?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Kale.
That sounds like more of a Kale thing.
That was Kale?
That was
That
tough.
was not me.
That was tough for all parties involved.
That was not
I was like,
curly flowing hair.
Where's he going with this? Yes, the Nuggets are not in San Antonio tonight to play the Spurs. They're in Austin. And Michael Malone is not happy about it.
Great city.
He is
That's
not
nice.
happy about it at all.
I'm
So
glad you have this.
the Nuggets are playing the Spurs tonight on the road. Not in San Antonio, though. The Spurs are 14-52. They're last in the West, third worst record in the league. Yeah,
I'm
we
not
know
nervous.
all that. Yada, 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 yada. But this game is in Austin tonight. It's at some place called the Moody Center. The Moody Center?
Yeah.
Interesting name.
That's going to be Michael Malone tonight.
Yeah,
Oh, no.
I mean, they have a horrible record at home. They have a horrible record away. Where would this one land?
This is
Oh,
yeah,
that's a
dude.
good point. Maybe they find the sweet spot.
This is on neutral site.
Neutral site.
They
This
start a
is
new tally
where
tonight.
University of Texas plays their basketball games. It only seats 10,000 people.
Dude, I wish so badly I was there. That sounds awesome.
10,000 people is 6,000 people fewer less than the smallest NBA arena seats.
That does sound very intimate.
It's like going to see the Arizona Coyotes currently play in a collegiate arena. And it's like if you've ever gone to see the Eagles play in northern Colorado, it's like really cool. Like the
Very
hockey is
intimate.
like very much more, intimate. And to see Jokic in that environment, like, where do these Austin jerks get this?
Our Cardinal show is, our Coyote show is really good, but hockey in Arizona to me is always the weirdest thing. Neither here nor there.
Yeah.
Very strange, though.
Well, if it makes you feel better, they're the worst team by a lot.
By a wide margin. Yeah.
So almost the Spurs. Michael Malone said, quote, "I really don't even know why we're here. I'm still trying to figure it out, but we are here, so you've got to embrace it."
Nobody complains about tiny, minor inconveniences like Michael Malone.
The Bet365 odds were minus 5,000 that Malone was going to be upset about playing in
You know
this
what
arena
he
tonight.
sounds like? A guy from New York.
That's so true.
Be like, hey, everything's a thing.
You got to comment on it all.
Yeah.
Well, he's got more. Michael Malone also, quote, I'm sure the Spurs have, I think their G League team is here. I don't know if they're considering coming. I don't know what their deal is, but we're here. And while we're here, let's try to get a win. He said this has a preseason type of feel to it.
Oh my God, Malone is setting the table. Now I'm nervous. No,
hold
you
on.
guys nervous?
Weren't the Nuggets undefeated in the preseason?
That's right. Okay.
Let's go.
But this is like
Let's
a
go.
preseason type of feel. Do you remember when the preseason used to be at Coors Event Center at CU's?
I remember they played one game there.
Yeah, they it used to be like a couple of years maybe. I remember Will Barton was on Portland when they played, and it would be always back-to-backs. There was a couple times that they was at Coors Event, but you play at those smaller arenas.
Dude, it's like watching at the Thomas and Mack Center. Like,
Yeah, that's actually cool. It's nice and
it's
intimate.
super cool. Yeah.
But then it's
Or
watching at Cox Pavilion.
Yeah, Cox Pavilion.
Oh,
is
is that the
actually
smaller of the two?
Yeah,
that's the two.
So you
Okay.
get relegated to Cox.
I mean, they're
Man.
glued together. I don't know which one is which.
I do like this. By the way, we have a lot of homies in Austin, Texas, so shout to all the homies.
Yeah, shouts all the homies. No injuries for the Nuggets tonight. Regular starters: Jamal Murray, KCP, Michael Porter Jr., Aaron Gordon, Nikola Jokic, and no injuries for the Spurs. But I don't really know if that matters.
I mean, the thing that if you want to be nervous about something, there has to be like a thorough look of the arena because they're not playing on a real arena. Like this is a smaller place. Like I think Malone's gonna sit guys.
You think?
I think so. I don't see him playing them like late in this game. Like why would you? He's pissed off for a reason.
You got yeah. It could be like, is the court good? Is it a
Is
crappy
the court wet?
Is the
We've
court-
had that one before.
I mean, my God. Is the court good? It's wood.
Don't worry, we're pulling them alone
It's
here.
not the
D-Live.
same wood.
This is like when
There's probably some dead spots here and
as
there.
the, as
you
the
never
hockey
know.
aficionado on this podcast, I mean, I understand when the outdoor game is played, sometimes you run into less than ideal ice. This is wood. We're fine.
You think that there's not worse courts than other courts?
I do, but
Have you
this
been
is
to
like-
24-hour fitness?
Do you think this is the
24-hour
NBA
fitness.
champion? Shouldn't the Nuggets be afforded the just standard to play on a regular NBA court every night?
Well, this is the thing about being the NBA champion is that they like to parade you out
That's
To
true.
Austin, yeah.
to other markets, to other places to grow the game.
I like Austin, man. I'm a big fan of Austin. I think it's a cool city. There's
I
cool
had my
people
bachelor
there.
party there.
Bachelor party that was there. It's just a cool city, man. So I kind of like that they're doing this game. I find it hilarious that Michael Malone is this bothered. But at the end of the day, if you're gonna have a weird game, it might as well be one, a road game, and two, against the worst team in your conference. They get both of those, so no excuses. Play like a champ. Let's
Yeah.
get the win.
I had to call out Nikola Jokic's pregame fit on Twitter tonight.
I know,
no,
dude.
what happened?
You
I
were
just
harsh
had to
but
say
fair.
it. Worst one of the year.
You
Can
were
you
harsh
pull
but
this
fair.
up, Gil? Will you find
No,
this?
I don't like to comment that much more about
Dude, it's
on this
big.
these days since the Nuggets took my bid about guessing the stat line. But I just had to say it. Worst fit of the year.
What's wrong with the fit?
It's just basic. It's just a basic fit.
No, this is not basic by any stretch of the
Oh, do
imagination.
we have a disagreement here?
Dude, he has on sweats and a polo.
No,
we have an
those are
agreement.
slacks.
We have an
Listen,
aggressive.
Those are not
Bro,
slacks.
he has set the bar so high. He
The
can't
wind
be
is like-
rolling into Austin
Hold on,
in this
hold on.
fit.
The wind is moving around with the pants. This is no sweats. I mean, these are no slacks.
These
Those
are
are
his, like,
pants.
These
are
are
his-
Lululemon slacks.
Then
They're
he has
slacks.
it. Then he has it like half in.
Hold on.
Like,
I'll
this
tell you
is-
what. You know what this is? This is casual Friday
Ah,
at your
let's go.
office.
The guy wore like a three-piece suit to play the Pistons. Like
It's
he
just
set
boring.
the bar
It's boring.
pretty high.
It's casual Friday. This is the nicest I've ever dressed up for work in my life.
That's true.
He set the bar high. Is all I'm saying.
I think he looks fine. Guys, it's time to ask the Circle K question. Who's going to eat? Who's going to eat tonight against the Spurs? Is it everyone, Dev?
It's not going to be everyone, but there is one player in particular that's going to play well. It is Reggie Jackson. Again.
What?
Listen,
Building
Six
off
man-
of it.
Hashtag 6 million a
This
year.
is building confidence. When your coach
go that far.
believes in you and gives you that opportunity, your teammates believe in you. You play with a new sense of urgency. He hasn't been playing well. He's finally playing well. I think that he's going to continue to play well in this type of environment, in this situation. I think he has a pretty good game.
Okay. Reggie Jackson. I love it. He has the first position. He can go anywhere. He went bold.
I love it. I'm with Dev. I
why
think
he's my
Reggie
guy.
Jackson's fourth quarter against Miami could be a turning point.
He's always good in Austin. What else?
He loves Austin.
He's always good when they go to Austin.
The Spurs don't have great guard play. It's probably going to be Jamal Murray. Like, he's probably going. Like, but to me, I'm at trying to decide which Jamal or MPJ. I think they probably are going to co-eat, but I just think I'm penciling both of those guys to go off every night. Granted, Jamal didn't really last game, but he didn't have to. If the Nuggets, I'm a little nervous about the way the Nuggets come out in this one, just because they've shown the ability to turn their switch off, like, pretty regularly in situations like this. I think they're going to win the game, but I think Murray is just kind of locked into. At some point, he's going to go off.
Okay. I would love for Murray to go off. That might be the most fun outcome tonight.
I'll take Michael Porter Jr. to eat tonight. Not because I'm sitting in this chair, but it's gone a little under.
What's going on over here?
You're like, oh, Leo's not going to eat Tatum.
It's gone a little under the radar, even with how much we talk about Michael Porter on this show, how good he's been since the All-Star break.
Man.
He's at 50, 40, 90 in 11 games since the All-Star break. 20.5 points per game, 43%, I believe, from three. He's been balling since the All-Star break, and I'm with D-Line. I'm penciling him in for 20 and 8 every single night right now on really good efficiency.
I like that one. I like all of these. I'm going to go KCP for some of the reasons you mentioned. Vassell can be tough to guard, but this is not 80% of the games you play, the guard is oh, man, you got Steph tonight, you got Dave, you got someone big. Vassell's okay. He's okay.
Totally.
I think defensively his job is a little easier than usual, and that means I think he'll be a little more rested. So tonight I'm going to take KCP. Intimate arena. I think he's going to go off and hit some threes tonight.
He likes it intimate.
I'm saying,
Oh my God, dude! Intimate Friday with the fellas.
This is going too far.
This arena is going to be a disaster.
But guys, Wembanyama has been very interesting. Obviously, he's been an incredible watch. I'm excited to watch him go up against Jokic tonight. The first matchup, clearly too small. Jokic has him. But the second matchup, I'm curious. Wemby's a better player than he was 3 months ago. He honestly has become a very improved player throughout the course of the season. And I actually think he is capable of being an all-star caliber player. If not yet next year, the year after. I don't think it's going to take long for him to be that caliber of player. But the Spurs are the question to me. Do you think, Dev, that the Nuggets and Spurs, the Wemby versus Jokic, is that a playoff series you see arriving on our doorstep within the next year or two? Or is it distant future?
He really is here already. He is incredible as a rookie. So just think about what he'll be in year 2. So I'll think, in that second year, there are people who doubt for no reason whatsoever. When you watch him, he's incredible. Everything about him is incredible. But you want to go against it. I think that that's a real thing because he's gonna be an MVP candidate, and this is the guy that's gonna be the MVP for the next 2 years. So that's going to be another thing that you have to look into. I think that that's a real thing.
So you think next year even you could see a Nuggets Spurs matchup?
No, I think the year after that.
So you think we're 1 year away from the real Wemby moment?
And I think it comes down to them building a team around him. That's the only thing that he's missing. It's a lot of guys on 1 year contracts. No one knows what they're expected every single night. Once he gets a real team that's going to be there for a while, I think that he'll come into his own a little bit more.
Man, let me use this opportunity, if I may, to officially walk back my initial Wemby thoughts after Summer League, seeing him for one game when I said that he sucked. I may have been premature.
He did suck in that first Summer League game. He actually sucked at it.
He was terrible. I may have painted him with a brush that reached too far, too early. I'm big enough to say it. I'm not big as he is. I've not liked how Wemby started his career. He played very soft, and he has improved so much, so quickly. I am very impressed by him. The only thing that makes me nervous about Wemby is he's just another absolute freak body type.
Yeah.
And I am not sold that in the being like some of the same problems that Zion has, where you're like, this is a transcendent player that's going to change the world, and like I'm not positive he's going to be able to have his body go along with where his skill is going. We'll see. I'm not saying it's going to happen.
You're
It's
rolling
just
back this take in another couple months too.
possible. It's
Maybe
possible.
not. I mean, that's a fair thing. He has not had
possible.
injuries.
Everything's possible. I just he makes me a little nervous because he's so slight.
Yeah. He is really slight. He does that yoga though. Remember, it's a big deal. He
Yo,
stretches
listen,
and
man,
stuff.
he's been incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting. If you really search for it in some dark corners of the NBA world, he was getting buzz for, Defensive Player of the Year
3.4 blocks.
and All Defense Team.
3.4 blocks is insane.
It is insane. It's absolutely insane. Next year, I mean, I think that's going to be a real conversation. In terms of the Spurs actually being a playoff team next year, I don't know what they're going to do, because part of me feels like Popovich is going to want to, develop him right and slow play it a little bit and not, change up things that much and have some continuity, even though they don't really have any other great players on the roster. But then part of me wonders if he's there watching him and being like, we got to be good. We got to get some real dudes in here. If they take a Houston Rockets-like approach where, they get their version of Fred VanVleet and Dylan Brooks in there and try to get, a Brook Lopez like the Rockets were trying to do last year, then they could sneak into the playoffs.
Yeah.
I mean, if they get 2 starter quality guys at point guard and the 3,
They need a point guard big time.
they should be in the play-in tournament next year. They should be.
It doesn't seem like it would be that hard. First of all, he
No.
only plays 29 minutes a game. They're limiting his minutes now, for most of the year at least. He's playing a little bit more now. But they're limiting him. Here's what I'll say about Wemby, because I was also very skeptical early on. I'm still somewhat skeptical of both his health and his offense.
Yep.
His offensive floor is obviously very high. He has a great shot. He's so tall, all those things. But I am a little skeptical just of, is he going to be the fulcrum of your offense? I think that's hard to do if you don't, he'll have to develop a lot as a player, in my opinion, to unlock some of the things that make him so shiny and neat. Defensively, the guy's averaging 5 stocks.
Yo,
He's a rookie.
It's
He
stupid.
doesn't even play 30 minutes.
It's stupid.
The guy's going to block 7 shots a game in his prime, maybe more.
Dude,
Yeah.
they should trade for Karl Anthony Towns. Honestly, they should.
They should trade
stretch,
for
yeah.
somebody.
They should
They
trade
should trade
because
for
they're
somebody.
gonna have a top 5 pick again. They should trade
Yeah.
that for Karl Anthony Towns.
And then have 2 bigs. Yeah, you're just physically so ridiculous.
I really think it'd be such a disservice to him to be close to as bad as this again next year.
I don't know.
That would be catastrophic, I feel like, to be this bad again next year.
I think you give him 2 of these type of years of just being the guy, and then put that in his head, and then bring some other people in. You have the money, you have draft picks and things like that, and then you do that, and then they're going to be dangerous once they get other guys around.
Here's another thing though about roster building. And maybe the Spurs feel differently. Do we know exactly what the perfect lineup is around Wemby?
We
Do
don't
we
even
know what those 4 guys?
No.
And so I think you kind of have to tinker with cheap guys to be okay, we have the C version of that and it works. Let's find the A version. As opposed to you spend too many chips on a guy that you think makes sense, you put them together and you're like, oh, that didn't make sense at all. He's a different type of player. And I think they're still in that phase.
Yeah, that's fair.
Here's what I'll say about them though. I looked this up. LeBron's box plus minus year by year. Rookie year 1.7, sophomore year 8.6, huge jump up. 9.1, 8.1, then 11, then 13. I say that to say LeBron was, as a rookie like Wemby, where you saw it, but the actual numbers weren't great. Advanced metrics. His second year, he was awesome, all-star caliber player. But it still took, there was a plateau there that took 4 years before LeBron really cracked the code of what it was. I think you find similar numbers for Anthony Davis, Kevin Garnett, Dwight Howard, these Amari Stoudemire. These are preps to pros players. So I'm using a same baseline where it was rookie year, second year there's a huge jump, but second, third, fourth, a little bit less so, and then it was 5th year things came together. And some of that is roster. I think Wemby will probably have something like that, where next year he's awesome, but still gets worked by the best players in the league, a la Yoke, who just has too many things, too much experience. But I'll bet you by years 3 and certainly by year 4, that's when everything unlocks for him.
For sure. Yeah, his skill is like what is that called in computing? It doubles every so many years. Like,
yeah, what is that called? Exponential growth. But what is the
there's like a whatever.
Man, what is the principle?
The Wemby principle.
I took one math class in college.
I failed mine.
Oh yeah, that sounds right.
Somebody's gonna help us out in the chat.
Yeah, somebody will mention it anyway. But like, it's just regenerating. Like his skill level is growing at such a rate. It's like really hockey sticking. I'm the hockey guy on this podcast.
Yeah.
I just love hockey.
You are. The hockey's the best. Man, I can't believe I don't remember what this is called. It's going to drive me nuts. ALLCITY.
It's the wrong show for that.
ALLCITY. Where they're doing this in Austin. Austin's only like an hour away from San Antonio. I think a little less actually. What city? If the Nuggets said, "Hey, we got to pay homage we got to build our fan base. We're going to go somewhere else." Is there a city you would say that's acceptable? We will allow this.
What's it? Moore's Law.
Moore's Law. There it is. Moore's Law.
I came up with that. Like, oh, weird. At the same time, somebody put it in the chat. That was lucky.
That's crazy. I was thinking about that.
I mean, other than Serbia, no, in my opinion.
You would forfeit a Nuggets home game though to send them to Belgrade.
Yeah.
That would be because we would go to Belgrade too. It'd be unbelievable.
I mean, sure. Yeah, absolutely. Like that would be incredible. That would be like a moment of the decade, in the NBA. Like, that'd be a seminal moment. I feel like in Nuggets history if the Nuggets and Nikola Jokic played a game in Serbia.
I love this because it doesn't make financial sense. But the NBA has like optimized everything over the last 20 years in a way that they don't do anything that just feels cool anymore. That would not make financial sense, but it would be so freaking cool that I feel like it would pay dividends years to come. You know what I mean? That's why they won't do it. They only go places where they can get a bunch of big money sponsors and throw big events.
Right.
That's why they won't do it.
I mean, a game in Serbia would be a historic moment.
First Dallas?
Yes.
Sure. Yeah.
First Luka?
Absolutely.
Sure.
Dude. God damn, that would be.
What about you?
In terms of like the states, though, no, there's nowhere here.
You're not Omaha?
Yeah, dude, it's either Belgrade or like Greeley.
You would do Greeley?
Just kidding.
Belgrade or bust, in my opinion.
Well, yeah, what would make sense? I mean,
I was thinking Albuquerque or Omaha.
What?
Omaha would be awesome.
Why?
I just have been to Omaha Day. I think it'll be dope to have an Omaha Day.
What? I'm not here for that at all.
Yeah, I don't know. That's like an interesting thought because it would be a place that I then also want to go. So it'd be cool to like do London. I mean, any of these big places where it's like Mexico City would be dope. Like, just to really and it would be very cool to just see the reception that Nikola Jokic gets in a
neutral place
in a European environment or just in an international environment. Like that would be cool to see. I don't know.
Europe definitely would be cool. Belgrade in particular would be incredible. I was thinking about this. Is Albuquerque more Denver or Phoenix?
Phoenix.
It is?
Yep.
Yeah.
You think it's more Phoenix than it is Denver?
Yes.
I don't. Maybe it's just because my family like all hails from New Mexico.
My family all hails from New Mexico. My mother grew up in Los Alamos. I'm a product of the atomic bomb.
How do you feel about this? You think it's more Phoenix than it is?
Here's the thing: is that Albuquerque,
I've never associated
northern
those two before,
to middle
really.
New Mexico is essentially like going to another planet. There's like no other place in the country with all of the pinyon pines it's like the environment is so unique and it's closer to
we have
cacti
pinyon pine here,
but it's closer to cacti than it is to mountains.
Taos to me feels like it could be Carbondale.
Well, that's not Taos is not Albuquerque.
Albuquerque feels like it could be Colorado Springs. Dev, do you have a take on this or no? I'm surprised. I'm the only one here.
Albuquerque?
Yeah, is it more Denver or Phoenix?
I think it's like more outer space. They say things like there's hot air balloons and stuff out there.
Isn't that where Area 51 is?
No. Area 51 is in Nevada, but Roswell is in New Mexico.
That's right,
That's
Roswell.
the
That's what
one.
you're thinking of. So
There's one other place where I would allow the Nuggets to go to. That's Australia.
Oh yeah, shout out to the homies for Australia for sure.
Australia would be sick.
It's such a long flight though.
Oh
There's
my God.
no way
Can you imagine
go
going there to play one game? How pissed would Michael Malone be at that?
He'd be really upset for that one. All right, let's open up the Bet365 Never Ordinary app and turn our full attention
Time
to
to
Superstar
make
Dad.
money. Denver comes into this game as 10.5-point favorites. It's a bunch. It's a lot. And the thing that you guys aren't realizing is that the Spurs suck. I just don't see how Denver doesn't handle business.
I'm realizing that.
I like Denver minus 10. I mean, I just don't understand it. Maybe they go to a country bar after they're done. I'm going to go over 222.5. People score on the Spurs, and their pace lately has been really, really high. Nuggets were just in a slow-paced game, defensive game against Miami, and I think they want to get out and run. So I expect them to try to put some points on the board. For the Spurs, let's go with Vassell over 18 points.
Okay.
He's a bucket. He can score. He's pretty good. I also like Wemby over 32.5 points plus rebounds. He's more into the offense since the last time these two teams played each other. In that last game, I think he had 20 points. I just think that he's a lot better. He's starting to understand the game. It's coming to him, and they're starting to put the ball in his hands a little bit more. This is a fun bet. I'm going to take it just because why not? They have Wemby's blocks at 3.5 as a line. 3.5.
Yeah, take those. The Nuggets can get blocked.
And it's
there are
plus
some
money.
games the Nuggets have gotten blocked.
This is incredible to have a line start at 3.5. The thing is, he's averaging 4.5 blocks a game in the last 10 games. 4.5.
So many.
Wow.
Oh my God.
That's wild. You could also do the stocks is at 4.5. That's good. I think that people try Wemby just because, like, why not?
Oh, everybody wants to get
They
Wemby.
just want to try it. So
What if we got a finale oop on Wemby
I think they're going to try it. That's the thing is everybody tries it.
in the third quarter?
For Denver,
God, please.
this is a lock, but also we have to start with it. Michael Porter Jr. over 2.5. So damn easy. Hits every single time. It's going to hit very early. I like it. Let's also go over 2.5 threes for Jamal. Let's stick with Jamal and go with over 29.5 points plus assist. He took himself out last game.
Yep.
And I think that's like this good omen. I like the energy around that.
Dude.
It kind of altered his numbers. And he'll get back to it. I think there's going to be a stats push in this game. He's going to be very aggressive offensively. So if we think we're going to get aggressive offensively, let's go over 4.5 points for Jamal in the first quarter as well.
okay.
That's our fun bet. But I do think this is a Jamal type of game. I like AG to continue playing well on the boards. Last game he had 8. This game it's at 5.5. I think he's going to compete. He's going to play hard on that end of the floor and grab some more boards. We didn't get the Peyton Watson over 1.5 stocks last game, and it just didn't feel right. It's time for him to
Never
lock
does.
in. They're going to get more opportunities because they're playing the Spurs. They're not, as good. I think that second unit is going to be able to play. For the lock, we have no big man bets. And I think that the Wemby matchup is where you get going with passes. He's going to try to protect the rim. He's trying to be around the rim. I think Jokic is going to try to lure him away from the rim. 8.5 assists is way too low. It makes sense for it to be lower against Miami. It doesn't make sense for it to be low against.
But he won't guard Jokic, right? Like he'll
be
He'll try a little bit of both, but also I still like the over. And also if it's not him, it's definitely an assist that is going to happen. So I like over 8.5
Does that
assists.
mean triple-double?
Let's go with a triple-double. It's
Oh,
Friday.
my God,
it's Friday. It's triple. If he's gonna get 8.5, he might as well get 10. It's a triple-double night. Let's lock it in.
This is the same math that Dev is going to use on Miller Lights later, by the way.
Exactly. If I already got to 8.5, I might as well get to 10.
Dude, it's your milk math. Dude, any liquid in Dev, dude.
You got any other bets you like here? Peyton Watson steals and blocks. It's at negative value now, 1.5. I don't like that.
I kind of like the idea
I'm
of.
proud of Bet365 for catching on to that.
I know.
I'm actually a little proud.
I kind of think Jokic will hit a 3 tonight.
You think he takes a 3?
Yeah, he will.
Like,
at least one. He's gonna hit at least one.
Minus 165. All right.
I don't know. That's what I feel.
You got any bets over there?
Michael Porter Jr. over threes, whatever it is, I don't care. I'm taking
2.5,
it.
yeah.
So 2.5.
I don't really care what it is. I'm taking it. Yeah, that's it.
What about Christian Brown tonight, boys?
Listen, man, the Browntown has been officially reincorporated. So,
Dude, Browntown is bustling.
dude, they're
throwing parades.
They're
Taking
like-
6.5
The
points.
spirit of the city
you
is
know what?
back.
Yeah, you know what Browntown is? It's Detroit. You know, it's like it had went through a really rough era, but it's having like
having a
an
comeback?
economic comeback. The whole nation is rooting for it.
Yeah.
And it's looking good right now, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, everybody. Thanks for hanging out with us. We're gonna go watch this one Friday night at the bar. Gonna drink. We should get a bucket of Miller Lights. What do you guys think? A little bucket. All right,
get a
hit that
bucket.
like button on the way out.
Bucket.
We'll see ya.
Let's go.
We all silly like the mayor.